What is the biggest difference between sex in your 20s and sex in your 30s? I gained the confidence to ask for what I actually want. And say what feels good to me and what doesn't. Too many people just go with what they usually do in the sack, instead of talking about what each individual actually enjoys. Basically, I no longer settle for bad sex. 20s. It didn't really take a lot to get me going. Just 1. Being in my bed. And 2. Being mostly nude was enough. 30s. I really need them to be into it. 2. Like. If they act like they're only doing this to make me happy, I pick up on it and I just can't continue. I also need them to like. Show some interest in me too. Or it takes some monumental effort to be in the mood. I'm more particular. And more aware of what the other party is doing and how they're reacting, etc. Sex in 30s about 1,000,000 times better. Still very very horny but also experienced. Skills. More willing to try things. Teens. Screwed like a nympho. But sex was mediocre. 20s. Screwed like a nympho. Sex was a little better. 30s. Started figuring out what I wanted. Screwed a little less. But better quality. 40s. Best and most frequent sex yet. Hornier and more experimental now than ever before. Edited to add. Had kids in late 20s. Early 30s. Kids consume so much time and energy. Kids are getting older now. So more time and energy for sex again. Honestly, sex in 40s has been the freakiest, wildest, most fulfilling yet. The amount of time you have available. No difference to me. No sex versus no sex, man shrugging. Quantity versus quality. I used to have sex in my 20s. Oh man, it's so much better in my 30s than it's ever been. Multiple reasons, but primarily finding a partner, my perfect wife, who has helped break down my walls through conversation and experimenting together. I feel so much less guilt about sex now and I can actually enjoy it. Not sure if it was being raised with Catholic guilt or my first GF being just the wrong partner, but wow, did I ever feel awful about anything sexual before. 30s to 20s equals 10 seconds. 20s. Sex? Yeah. I'll have sex. 30s. Sex? Okay, but it's already 8:30 p.m. and so if we start now and stop by 9:30 we should still get a full night's sleep, but also we could wait until Friday or Saturday night. That might be better because if we are up too late it won't really matter much the next day, but sure, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it, who cares? Wait, what was that? Oh, one of the kids is at the door. You guys are having sex? Sex got better. I finally figured out what my wife likes. Though a long tedious trial and error process. Kids ruining it for you. Sex in my 20s was fine. Sex in my 30s was fine. Sex in my 40s? Out of control, amazing. I don't know if it's my confidence or hormones, but I'm the happiest and most fulfilled sexually I've ever been. Knowing what I'm doing. Listen up, younger guys, some of the basics. When she says just like that or don't stop, it does not mean go faster, harder or anything other than do exactly what you are doing, do not change it. Now what's hard about that is when they say things like that, it's exciting. Just stay focused. Also, learning to find her nerve clusters will take a bit of exploring, which is where hookup culture fails both parties. Then you have to figure out, does she like grinding those spots? Stroking or both, and what pressure and speed and motion pattern. And if you are unsure, just feel for a slightly rough patch on the top side, an inch or 3 in roughly, and do a come hither motion. Most importantly, communicate likes, dislikes. Things get a lot better. Frequency. In my 20s I was single. 30s married. Married sex is best sex. Especially once you both get comfortable enough to discuss what you do and don't like or want to try out. In my mid-30s. And not in the greatest shape. So sometimes I have trouble rising to the occasion. Luckily the wife is pretty understanding. And I still get her where she needs to go. For a healthy sex life, you've really got to get over childish aversions. Dicks are hairy. Vaginas are hairy. You're going to get hair in your mouth. Pull it out and move on. You might have pimples and stretch marks. Your partner might have pimples and stretch marks. Ignore it and don't comment on it. If it puts you off, turn off lights, take off glasses, and ignore it. Sex is a wet and sticky activity. There's going to be sounds. Honestly, if there aren't any sounds, You probably need to be using more lube. Lol. Queefs happen. Beds squeak and balls slap. And there's nothing to do about it but drown it out with sounds of enjoyment. Orgasms. Never had one, with someone else, until I found my current partner in my 30s. Life-changing. Sex in my 30s is way better than sex in my 20s. Maybe because I'm super in love with my partner. Like, really being in hardcore love makes a difference in the bedroom. For women there's a reason why it's called dirty 30s. Libido goes way up. For men it's in their 20s. When you are with the same person the sex will only get better during the years. And there's no end. It keeps getting better no matter how old you are. Once the children are adults and living with their own families and retirement gives you all the time in the world, there's also all the time in the world for undisturbed sexy times. I've got something I haven't seen yet. 20s. As a dude, I'd sleep with almost any woman even if they were a horrible person or I hated their guts. 30. Anything considered a red flag or something I don't want to deal with causes me to go limp and I lose all interest. Edit. Grammar. No difference. I don't get laid either way. 20s. Try weekly. 30s try weekly. 40s. Try weekly. Things go downhill from there. I'm afraid. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video don't forget to drop a like. If you would like to see more content like this in the future, subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified about future videos. Now check out one of these interesting videos.